What's up, everybody? In this video I'm going to compare the Google Pixel 5 versus the Apple iPhone 12. Let's go ahead and get started. So the Google Pixel 5 in a nutshell is the top tier flagship for Google phones running pure Android straight from Google with no skins on top. And the Apple iPhone 12 is the flagship go-to device for the newest iPhone 12 series. The Google Pixel 5 price-wise starts off at $700 brand new. The Apple iPhone 12 price-wise starts off around $800 new, but obviously you can get these devices for cheaper when they are used. So that is the first thing to compare, was the price. You have to pay around $100 more extra on the Apple iPhone 12 on average. For the overall size, the Google Pixel 5 is around 5.7 inches tall, 2.7 inches wide, 0.31 inches thick. The iPhone 12 is very similar. It's 5.7 inches tall, 2.8 inches wide, 0.29 inches thick. So overall, on the overall size, they are very similar. For the weight, the Pixel 5 is 5.3 ounces, while the iPhone 12 is a little bit heavier at 5.7 ounces. Both of these phones are the weight is average less than the 6 to 7 ounces on other iPhones and other Android phones. So these are pretty lightweight devices overall. For the overall build quality, the Pixel 5 has a glass front, aluminum back, aluminum frame. The iPhone 12 is a glass front, glass back, aluminum frame. Overall, if I had to choose a better build quality device, just by the feel, I would go with the iPhone 12. The overall though, but I mean, if you're gonna pick a phone based on the overall build quality, that means that you're rocking this phone raw dog, so that means no case. I highly suggest everybody should get a case because it only costs $5 and it just gives you better grip, and if you drop it, it won't totally shatter on impact and gives you a chance to save some money in the long run. So build quality, I'm giving the edge to the iPhone 12, but you know, stick a case on it. Both of these phones, on the SIM card department, they both have the eSIM built in. It's one of the very few phones that have eSIM technology. What that is that means that you can have two different phone numbers, two different data plans, and swap them in and out as necessary. And you don't have to make that trip to the store or wait for a physical SIM card to arrive. That's the cool things about eSIM. I think every phone should have that, especially if you're a traveler or if you just like to swap services here and there. So that's a tie right there. Both of these devices have it. When it comes to dust and water protection, both of these phones have it. The Google Pixel 5 has IP68 dust and water resistance, just like the iPhone 12. It also has IP68 dust and water resistant. Pixel 5, you can dunk it in water for 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. A little bit more for the iPhone 12. That one you could dunk for 6 meters for 30 minutes. These phones are very similar with the screen, and for the screen size, you got a 6.0 display on the Pixel 5, 6.1 inch display on the iPhone 12, OLED display 90 Hz on the Pixel 5, Super Retina display on the iPhone 12, which is probably going to be a 60 Hz refresh rate. So you got a little bit faster refresh rate on the Pixel 5. Screen to body ratio is also similar, around 86%. The resolution is almost the same. Pixel 5 is 1080. The iPhone 12 is 1170. When you translate it to PPI, I mean, both of these phones are around full HD. The PPI is pretty good. They're both north of 400. You got 432 on the Pixel 5. iPhone 12 is a little bit more at 460, but both of these screens are overall very, very good. You have that always on display on the Pixel 5. Now for the software, you got pure Android 11 on the Pixel 5. The iPhone 12 is running iOS 14, upgradable to the newest version of 14.5.1. But both of these phones are going to get several years of updates. That's the benefit of getting a Pixel and an iPhone, is that they will always get the newest version of their operating system right away when it's launched and released, and it will get several years of stable updates no matter what. For the processor, the Pixel 5 has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G. iPhone 12 has the Apple A14 Bionic. Now for the Pixel 5, that Snapdragon processor is pretty good, but it's not the fastest, it's not the most powerful one. The iPhone 12, on the other hand, does have the most powerful Apple chip in its class. Both of these are safe to say that they will work for several years, being very powerful. They should run any app in your respective app store, all your popular apps like YouTube, Netflix, messaging like WhatsApp, you got Facebook, you got Maps, you got all those type of regular apps. They will work perfectly fine for several years on both of these phones. As for RAM, you got 8 gigs of RAM on the Pixel 5. You got 4 gigs of RAM on the iPhone 12. Now, let's get that straight. You got plenty of RAM. 8 gigs is plenty of RAM for Android phone. For the Pixel 5, that's awesome. The iPhone, even though it only has 4 gigs of RAM, that is also pretty good for RAM on an iPhone because iOS uses RAM very efficiently. So basically what I'm trying to say is you got enough RAM, more than enough RAM on both of these devices, and that will be good for several years down the road. You pair that up with the chipset that they both have, and you have several years of snappy performance, and all the apps should still be open in the background. When it comes to internal storage, the Pixel 5 is better. It comes in with 128 gigs. iPhone 12 starts off at 64 gigs, but you have to pay more if you want more storage. Now, I will say this, I think 128 gigs is more than enough storage for anybody, really. 64 gigs is also pretty good. I think for most people that'll work really good, but if you really care about storage and you like to put a lot of movies and music and apps and games and all that stuff, then yeah, you're going to be better off with the Pixel 5. Both of these devices do not come with expandable storage, so keep that in mind. Now let's move on to the camera. The Pixel 5 has a 2-camera setup, 12 megapixel main camera, 16 megapixel ultra wide. iPhone 12 also has a dual camera setup, 12 megapixel main camera, 12 megapixel ultra wide. Both of these phones film in 4K for the video resolution, which is awesome. So both of these phones are very on par. If I had to choose who has the better camera system, I'm going to say the iPhone 12. But for the everyday person, if that's not really into photography, not really into taking videos for content creation, you will be happy with both of these devices. If you want to upload a shot to social media, if you want to send a quick video or picture to your friends, both of these phones will serve you well. But for content creation and stuff, I would give the slight edge to the iPhone 12, but the Pixel 5 has one of the better cameras on Android because Pixel has always been good with the videos and the pictures. So you won't be disappointed by either of these devices. For the selfie cam, the Pixel 5 has an 8 megapixel shooter. iPhone 12 has a 12 megapixel shooter. The video resolution, the Pixel 5 can shoot only up to 1080p. iPhone 12 can shoot up to 4K. Although you'll be happy with both of these selfie cameras with video and pictures, that 1080p is kind of a low-end feature on a kind of expensive mid-range Pixel 5. So I'm kind of disappointed in that. But regardless, you'll be happy with both of these phones' selfie camera results. Neither of these phones support a headphone jack. They don't have it. You have to get dongles for both of these, which is kind of a pain. So yeah, you have to spend a little bit more money. It's a little bit of inconvenience. These are a little bit more expensive phones compared to the lower end Androids and lower end iPhones. But you know, if you have fully embraced wireless, both of these are equipped with Bluetooth 5.0, which is more than enough to run all your wearable connections like smartwatches, Apple Watch, Samsung wearables, speakers, and stuff like that. So you have no problem connecting wirelessly. Both phones support NFC, and basically that means you could use it for payments like Google Payments on Pixel 5 and Apple Pay on the iPhone. For the charging port, you got USB Type-C on the Pixel 5 and Lightning port on the iPhone 12. Just keep in mind that USB Type-C can be found on a lot of other devices, not just Android phones. You could charge up with the same type of port on a tablet, on an iPad, on Android tablet, on computers, laptops such as the Chromebooks, MacBooks. Very popular port. The Lightning port found on iPhone 12 could also charge pretty much all the other iOS devices, and also like Lightning port to charge your AirPods, for example, or your Apple remote. For unlocking and security, you have a rear-mounted fingerprint reader on the Pixel 5, and you have just Face ID on the iPhone 12. So very different ways of opening your device, but regardless, they will both reliably open up your device. As for battery, the Pixel 5 has an average battery of 4,080 milliamp battery. iPhone 12 has a 2,815 milliamp battery. Now on paper, the Pixel 5 has a bigger battery, but iOS and iPhones utilize very, very efficiently. Both of these phones should give you an all-day battery experience. If you do need to have a charge during the day, they both offer fast charging. The Pixel 5 has fast charging at 18 watts, wireless charging at 12 watts, and reverse charging at 5 watts. You got a lot of different charging methods on the Pixel 5. iPhone 12, it has fast charging at 20 watts, which will give you 50% charge in 30 minutes, which is pretty cool. And the iPhone 12 also has Qi magnetic charging with MagSafe. So what are my conclusions? Which phone is better and why? Well, it's going to be a little bit of a tough choice. Both of these phones on the software front are very, very nice because they're stock versions. Both of these phones software will get you several years of updates. So you're going to get around 3 years at least on the Pixel, but you get more updates on the iPhone 12. And they don't have any real bloatware to speak of, really. All the apps are going to be up. I mean, all the software and the phones are going to be updated right away when it's released from Google and from Apple. The Pixel 5 is, for the price point, is not that bad. It's going to be, for the person that really likes the most stock Android experience with the fast updates, nothing getting in the way of its software. The iPhone 12 will be perfect for someone that likes content creation and actually creating it on their phones and having that special iOS-only apps and features such as iMessage, FaceTime, you got AirDrop, FaceTime, iMessage, and things like that. So you got battery life is pretty good on both of these. So, but overall, I think it just depends on your preference on if you like Android or if you like iOS. But both of these phones are going to be great for the average person just trying to. If you really lean towards Android, get the Pixel 5, and you like fast updates. Lean to the iPhone 12 if you like content creation and special Apple-only apps. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.